Good evening, WTU. It's your founder, Phil Monk, and what are you? A co-driver at the minute, aren't you?
General fucking dog's buddy is what I am.
Yeah, your founder and general dog's buddy. Phil and Lee Monk. God, I look exhausted, shit. I just thought I'd give a quick update on my way home from the NEC CBD Expo, because I know I'm going to be probably completely wiped out when I get, well, not immediately, but coming day. And also, Know Your Route is coming up very quickly, so there's not even time to recover before I have to go and blah 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 again. So I just thought I'd share some thoughts about the NEC. I didn't get to give you a guided tour, unfortunately, because from the moment I walk in that door, it's kind of manic, non-stop interaction with people, passersby, public, businesses, activists, international and national activists. It's very dynamic at these places. It's fantastic network opportunity, actually. That's what these things present more than anything. So that's why I give a huge shout out of thanks to the Expo organisers, because I feel that I won't even say they're giving a level playing field to industry, consumer and activists now. They're giving advantage to us, because the square foot, to pay by the square metre, I think it was, in that place, it is a lot of money. And the carpeting was a lot of money by the square metre. I mean, honestly, I was first offered a chair in the media suite, like I said. The team saw what we were capable of doing at Product Earth, so they offered us a 3x3 stall. After a bit of discussion, we were explained more space could be used as a sitting area, because lots of people want to sit down. So we were given a 6x3 space. I was told I could have as many volunteers as required. I'm not one for taking liberties, so in the end I think there were 14 WTU staff all in all with me and Lou.
And a massive shout out to the volunteers. Honest to God, it just takes so much off of us having,
louder
to pack the car.
Guys, front, louder.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
to
huge
everybody.
To all the volunteers, some of whom are speaking to us now. If I interact here, I lose my thread. Sorry, folks. We had to. It made all the difference. Without the volunteers, it wouldn't have been possible, which I made explicit. But
got back to the stall and it was all packed up. We just had to get it in the car.
It was
fab.
Which is great, because I didn't really have to lift a finger, which is brilliant, because to lift arms is not very easy. So a huge shout out to volunteers, and that will be the way we move forward with any events that WTU are invited to. What I would like to try and do is find a way to have outreach, so we can kind of train people up with the history, the aims and objectives of WTU, so that people can host it without me being there to some extent. It's not Phil Monk. WTU isn't Phil Monk. WTU is we, the undersigned. It's all of us. So we need to train up each other and get on with it. The expo itself, I really like the way that they're giving opportunity to activists to give us a voice, to give us a soapbox. So they gave us opportunity. So I'm watching traffic as well. So they gave us opportunity to have a panel by us. I mean, there was myself, Simpa, Dan Hera and Callie Blackwell. We were given half an hour panel time, which in hindsight is completely insufficient, completely inadequate, with 4 passionate, knowledgeable or informed, experienced, what people call activists. We need at least half an hour each. That isn't enough time between 4 people, which is a shame, because we didn't get to cover the breadth of everything, and not many questions were asked by the audience as a result of that. So any future expos, if we're invited to them, it might be nice if we can expand the panel time and things. But it was for me, it was a great honour to sit, and a privilege to sit next to Dan Hera, who is the son of Jack Hera, whose strain of cannabis is great for many purposes. You can get it from the Dutch pharmacy, and it's called Bedrocan, private prescription, nearly £1,000 a month. or you can get a bag of seeds for about $7.99 from many reputable seed banks like South Coast Seed Bank or Alibongo Seed Bank, and BSBC as well, and Holy Smoke Seed Bank. So there's some great seed banks where they stock these seeds, and Jack Hare is the same as Bedrocan. All you need is green fingers. So it was interesting to sit next to his son, which was a great honour, to hear how his dad's story, a bit of his dad's story. Again, Dan deserved more time, but I was glad to sacrifice any speaking time just to have had the chance to sit on the same panel as Dan. So, you know, not too much moaning and grumbling, but just reflecting, really. It was great to have a chance to try and maybe prick the conscience of all these corporates, as people call them, and to question them. You know, what's your issue with THC? Why are you satisfied with alcohol-free booze? Why don't you want alcohol-containing booze type metaphor? And why won't you support activists? Because then we could actually change the law and you could have the full market. And he was interested. Some businesses interested, want to support. No pledges of donors and sponsors as yet, which is one of the purposes of going there. I think we had a good uptake on membership interest in the group. What would you say, Lou? You did what?
And lots more for the raffles and stuff, which I think a lot more companies are going to like do monthly donations, so they can like advertise there for their month.
So basically, Lou was saying, if you couldn't hear, that a lot more businesses are coming, liking the idea of the synergy of the raffles, whereby they donate their goods, we raffle it off to people who donate into the group. The fund gets a boost. You guys get some great goods for a cheap price, and their business gets advertised. So it's synergy between the business, the campaign, and you guys at home. It's just a way to reward you for your support, generate money for the fund and for that business to get known in the community. Because a lot of these businesses are fledgling businesses; they're only seedlings. So it's nice if the community supports these little independent businesses to help them grow.
Japanese company, Luca.
Louder.
Luca, the Japanese company. Look into them, guys. They are like amazing.
Is that the glasswork?
Yeah.
Speaking of glasswork, it was interesting. I wangled my way into, which that's what I do, into the event. There was a glassworks award and a paraphernalia award, and it was great to see people being awarded for all these great works. Lou's getting excited about there, because Lou and I do love a good bong. But if we were busted, for example, our bongs would be used as evidence against us, as paraphernalia, and our drug paraphernalia would be evidence for our crimes. And it just seemed, it didn't sit right for me to be celebrating these things while someone else had been prosecuted with them down the road somewhere for statistically guaranteed to be happening somewhere. Not that I'm against the conference or against the celebrations or the awards. I love them. They're brilliant. Let's have more. Let's get THC in there as well. Let's have the full plant. Let's have the whole shebang. None of this part of the party. So here I was encouraging businesses to actively join in, to support reformers. Excuse me a moment. Caffeine. I've just noticed by the very lovely Pat Carter. I miss you, Pat. I need to come for a cuddle. Looking very tired, Phil. Yeah, I am, plain exhausted. The amount of capsules I've had today, edibles, you know, that's what keeps me going at the minute, is caffeine and cannabis, and lots of it. Yeah, we'll be resting up soon. Thought on the expo again. It's all financially exclusive. You've got to have money to be able to get in there, to be able to afford the parking and all these little things. So again, for the poor people, it's very difficult to access these events, which is why WTU would like some sort of donor or sponsor to back us, so that we could host these events, so they're accessible for the people on the ground, actually, the people like me that haven't got money to access these events and these products and this knowledge. It'd be really good if we could do outreach in the community. We're doing quite well with our funding that we do so far with our community. The stall that you saw, that's down to you guys, man. Thank you, because your donations make that happen. So bless up. Can't thank you enough. It's amazing the conversation that starts. Last night, like I say, I wangled our way into the awards ceremony. We were offered a seat at the back, not a meal, just a seat at the back, and I'm not going to turn down an offer to get through a door to see what's on the other side, then make my opinions about it. And we were asked to dress a bit more formally, which we did. We obliged. I dressed more formally. Lou looked spectacular, like she does. We walk in there, and lo and behold, there's a complete and utter stranger that is no one that we've ever seen, no one in the WTU. It's actually from Australia, and he's wearing a WTU top. That was pretty epic, wasn't it? We go into this formal bash, really fancy affair, and there's a man in the WTU top. And that's what it's about. It's getting the message out, it's making people think, it's making people question, starting dialogue. So, it's great. I don't feel like I've done hard. Well, I've not done hardly anything because of all the volunteers. Thank you, volunteers. Next thing is know your roots, and then it's a severe rest until then Durham. Simple Carter's having a great event up in Durham. Do you remember the dates? 25th of October, Friday. Which, if you've got the means and the ability to get there, I would recommend doing so. It's an inspirational young man. Got some great ideas, and it's worth supporting.
And don't forget Medicated Monday with Simper and Darren tomorrow night.
There's a little promo for you. I'm always too busy to watch these things. I can't think of anything. So, know your roots, get ready. Gonna go focus on the drive. Lots of love, people. BSP Genetics, yeah, they got second prize for their seeds. Lovely people, BSP Genetics. They are supporting activists as much as they can. There's lots of seeds from BSP. From the last time I saw them, they'll be coming up on raffles and giveaways as well. Not just raffles, we'll be doing giveaways soon, just to get these wonderful products out to you people, to say thank you for your support. And that's the businesses supporting as well, so it'll happen. Where can I go as well? I did see the solicitor, but we didn't really get into anything because you're just bombarded with conversation. It's actually difficult to talk about some things. Can't think of anything else. So lots of love. Speak soon. Someone says, I've just had a wonderful cannabis milkshake. That's the way to do it, man. Cannabis is food. Have it in your food. Eat it. Eat your flowers. Eat your leaves. If you eat your roots, wash them and blend them and dry them and grind them up. You know, these things are nutritious, and that's what maintains our body. So yeah, bang on you, Helen, for having your cannabis milkshake. I'm jealous, actually. I wouldn't mind some of that. I've been having cannabis brownies, lots of them. Cannabis chocolates. Yeah, free cannabis. He gave us just a nice cannabis fondant chocolate. That was delicious. There's a lot to love, people. Hope to see as many of you as possible at Know Your Roots. I know it won't be as many of you as I would like to see. One thing I'll promise now, if ever we get a donor, like a proper donor behind us, a backer, that gives, you know, a proper amount of money, we'll get a WTU get-together first. That's the first thing we'll do before anything, is try and get all of WTU together so we can all meet each other under one roof. Or tent, and get together, get to know each other, and then take it from there onwards. Loads of ideas, lots of love. Speak soon. Any idea? We got things to talk about. Anyway, speak soon. Take care. Bye bye.